Live!
We're live!
We're alive! We both had the same idea. Is that an airplane? The heck? How'd something get like that wind up? How did something like that get wind up in the school's garbage pit? The heck? That's a rocket and a tank. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. It's his murder weapons. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me.
That's the most dramatic I've heard everyone say. This is a desk.
This is a desk. Where'd it go? Rattle, rattle, it's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it doesn't budge. Yeah.
I never noticed. I have to get out of this dialogue.
Okay, getting out of here isn't gonna be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon,
Dang it.
I decided to look around for some food.
There, now I see. You see the thing on the right? With the Monokuma on it?
Yeah,
Is that part of the rocket at the beginning cutscene?
I think so.
The
That's
one
what I
that
was
lights up?
thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are all around? Bad idea. Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. What the? A strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from above. What could it have been? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out towards wherever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was! Kyoko!
Smells
My lover.
awful.
Kyoko!
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. But what are you doing down here?
So,
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. Thanks, my girl. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. First, I have something to tell you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Woo, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not! After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why do you come to rescue me? To pay a debt? Or no, to atone? Atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that! You didn't abandon me! You could never! No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However,
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
True.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to survive is that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. She must have got her memory wiped. Amnesia? She's too powerful. Monokuma had to wipe her brain. Then, is it true? You lost your memory? Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and then I woke up. I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect. Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was, but what would make you forget all that? You look so sick, Oz. You look so sick. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because... I don't think. I'm positive that the work of the mastermind. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. We need to get it back, yes. Because of my purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you? And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But what if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What? Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's like Squid Games. Like the mastermind was with us all along. Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. I mean, I hate the mastermind, but I love Monokuma. Well, rip. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself. That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition. But I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind. I'm just an ordinary kid.
Yeah.
Understand everything.
What is this about still?
Goal isn't to get out of here.
Like someone's trying to make him want to stay for some...
It's
Like, no.
to stay here.
No. Someone's trying to hypnotize you. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. Oh, the vision came back? It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. If you're a normal kid, why do you wear a coat over a jacket? SMH. You said you had a reason for investigating on your own, but how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything? I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective! Whoa! Whoa! Oh, snap. Now it all makes sense. She definitely is the ultimate detective. Wow. We should have guessed all along. Wow, she's twins with both of us. She may look like me, but she has the brains of an oss. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy. There was someone I have had to find here in the school.
Was it me?
Double twin. You had to find someone? Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father? What?
in other words,
What? I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Maybe he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak before it was bad? I don't know. Coco's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains what Alter Ego told us, how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster. No matter the cost. Kyoko, what's going on? Oh, it's her father. Oh, I thought she was talking about Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in the school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense, but listen, Makoto. I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there? The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
true.
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile in that key. The map showed it that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went
Correct.
to check. And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However.
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like, that part of the school, I mean? That's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. How could it get worse than this? What do you mean?
So,
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get the chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important and really ominous. Ominous. I'd better talk to Kyoko. Oh, we're just talking to Kyoko all night. I mean, I could do this all night, sure. Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ikosaba, doesn't it?
however,
16 student lying hidden somewhere in the school. Called ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
We're all gonna have this memorized to heart for life. Even more horrific, that sounds not good. Not good. Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. And then, who did kill her? What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikosaba was to get me killed. Get you killed? I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me. That was the point of the class trial. She kept saying it was a trap. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
right.
Exactly. This turned into a Kyoko dating simulator. Heck yeah, it did. With the minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school's regulations. There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean that night? It was all a plan. During the night, I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. Oh my, what? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this,
Anyway.
which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room, and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, and that led to... Whoever the mass assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So, all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro Ikusaba, I said the full name, whoops, is also the mastermind, right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean? It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. Oh, snap. This got really dark all of a sudden. The other ultimate despair? There's 1,000 of them. There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. There's a group of them. It's not. Banger alert. If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair. That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then make no mistake. They're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Chapter 5 done? Oh. Nobody else died once again. Koko's evil twin is the ultimate despair. Oh my. Oh, got a little rocket. We're going to learn more about the rocket soon, I'm sure of it. Oz can confirm. The ultimate despair, a group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now,
Anyway,
Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. I hope we have an epic music battle against the mastermind in the end. Yes. That'll be epic. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokama's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Let's do it. Let's get out of here. Hey, Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole, and then click! Yes! Yes, it's opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds
I gotta
good.
go take the dog out. I'll be right back.
Okay, see you in a moment. Okay, we quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit.
Oops, I did not mean to do that.
Finally. We were finally free, but there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief because the real fight had just begun. Oh. Oh.
Okay, now can we wait?
Yes.
You can look at this epic art.
Don't get Rampa.
Okay, I'll be right back. Just wait here now.
Okay, we gotta wait in the darkness. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel of a tunnel extending straight up like
I
a
thought it was
chimney.
a tunnel of excitement. I was like, I want to go. To the tunnel of
Yeah.
excitement.
There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Ooh! The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, you won't be able to catch up. I won't be able to catch up. What?
She won't be able to catch you.
Oh, catch her. Catch him. Okay, I was like, what? How would she not be able to catch up if he slips? Yeah, I'll be careful. Thought it was a tunnel of love. Oh, dang it.
This looks like the scary tunnel of death.
Yeah, this is not the tunnel of love at all. But now now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will keep my mind off of it. Oh, look. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long? Ever since I can remember. I came from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous? Quite opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So, because we take pride in it. Pride? A detective is either light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society, which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort? It's kind of old fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about this school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true kitty kitty detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
what?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There's something I want to say to him, though. Oh, it's not a loving relationship. She's like wanting to catch him. What?
I.
No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So.
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising
However.
future, but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with
Right.
him. If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. And she's the best detective in the world. I was above Kyoko
Oh.
on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional.
I.
I can't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what everyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However.
But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So.
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However.
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day.
I.
His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his
Correct.
shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood. Nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul?
Hey.
No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond, so instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence, and after, I didn't know how long, we finally reached the top. Yes!
Yes. Gosh, yeah.
Looks like this is it. On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us.
That's
We're
right.
back. Remember that hatch in the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should be open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my hand up and pushed against the hatch. Yay! The hatch opened with ease, and so... We are back, baby! We are back. Yeah, longest ladder in the world. Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Not really the best place to come back to, but I mean, better than a trash dump, I guess. Kyoko,
Yeah,
thank
no
you.
trash storm.
I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I have just returned the favor. All right. Oh, it's where Leon threw the ball. It is.
Oh.
So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then,
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
in other words.
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However.
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we find out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So we're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going on isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So.
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was? If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we can go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. Is that what she said? I skipped it too fast. I'm still a little, no, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the
Shall we
gym.
go?
Let's get going. Here we go, guys. It's time to confront. Warping.
Now.
Oh, snap. Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you? Just like in Genshin, yeah, everything is connected. So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
no.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that matters to you, right? I lose? You explain yourself. What do you mean by that? Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill
In
me.
other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that. And in response to that unexpected development, you reacted by proclaiming Makoto was the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
however,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even if you'd killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? Humph, and that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto? And you can prove this, right? No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time I guarantee I'll find some. Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type? If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you unwillingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
However,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince. If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Ooh. Huh?
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what was said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square, then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
it's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
Time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Oh snap. Well, that would make it for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? We're going for the climax. A fair trial. One last showdown, in other words. Whoa! One last showdown. This would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer and of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting. Very interesting indeed, Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make it for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept? If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. I have never seen this game, so please do not spoil, and thank you for following. Will your hope win out? Or will my despair claim your victory? How many times is he gonna say bear in like 1 minute? Oh wow. Okay. Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. The final one. Aw, everybody's welcoming you. That's so cute. Then we still have a shot at this. But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end. So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you. That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death, and solve the mystery of the school, then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
Hey.
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that, huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's a part of the regulations? Which would have mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but... Okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? You're saying a student still killed her? Or are we gonna pull a Squid Game? Why did he go so quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you, so get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable. Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? Humph. I don't even care anymore. We're all gonna get your punishment. You're all gonna get your punishment later on anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Jeez, so many poo-hoo-hoos. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because
That's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let down their guard down? I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast the school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen,
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable. You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
however,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do
in
it.
other words,
But think of another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason? They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world. The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody could have killed anybody.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why? To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
True.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would deserve. Did I read that right? Okay, that group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer? I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than the reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
very least,
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed,
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all of their proper rules to get me killed. They began a class trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And then that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world. The mastermind had to accept your suggestion
Indeed.
to prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they had to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? You were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge. Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have it just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic. Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is to earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time, or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to win. But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
However,
Is that really possible? Huh? Anyway, right now we have to find the others. They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Let's go, girl. Let's go, girl. Let's go, girl. Kyoko! And suddenly we were greeted with... The heck? You again. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Geez, what the heck?
however,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that Makoto?
Yes!
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm a
just asking to make
cockroach.
Sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Yes, I'm not a ghost. Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. Oh, we're gonna get emotional now. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. My friends.
What?
What? What's that smell?
Heck,
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. Well, I was in a trash dump, okay? It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away. Shoot, shoot. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Guys. Rude. Our boys.
yo,
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world. Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, what? Who the heck is Miss Cleo? I still can't believe you survived. Me either. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
Right.
Not too many people can say that they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Yes. So, what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the class trial was over, we'd have access to a new place again, and no dice. All the rooms were locked before. We were still locked. So, there weren't any new areas. Then, where can we go to find new clues? You stink. Are you rotten? Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse. What the heck? She's such a weirdo. I win. She seems happy for some reason. Okay. um, oh no, basement under basement. Dang it. There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma. Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
True.
That's related to what I have to tell you. Well, I needed to tell you all about the last class trial. The last class trial? We're going to redo Mukuro's trial. What? Seriously? What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
Wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. But then, who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind. What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro? That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it. But his decisions meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
However,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, so it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to. Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For everyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now? It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know everything, right?
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everybody dies. Everyone. Everyone? Hey, you said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? Who said I mean? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. Oh my. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
Interesting.
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. Imagine, though, like Kyoko and Byakuya would be such the power couple. They'd be like, boom, so smarts. So much smarts.
Smart.
Double smarts.
Smarts.
But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school's mysteries. They would look so cute together as well, they would. And then maybe, like, Kyoko would, like, make Byakuya not be as rude, you know? It's a pretty tall freaking order. Maybe, but this time, the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? It'll be a learning relationship, yes. I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries. That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 students participating, all of them the high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope Speak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's option is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
In other words,
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, and as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could possibly murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
In other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is one of... There are 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Look how big it was.
Wow.
Add in Mukuro, and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue? Or do you get it now? We don't know if it's just us, though. You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Yeah, it's actually Leon. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But one of us was the mastermind. If one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But how did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off to control him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are. You would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times. Not if it was like while we had a bunch of people.
I'm right, right?
Then maybe Monokuma was an autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have been all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. But, well, maybe, but still. Oh, snap. I feel like it has to be...
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
Whoa!
So, in the name of fairness, unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way.
Whoa!
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Holy cow. No fake endings here. Oh my. But as I was saying, I feel like it has to be someone that was only there during when we had like a bunch of people, you know? If they're talking about having to control Monokuma. Because it would be crazy to... Okay. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms. Unless... The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway. At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I still don't understand, though, because we saw everybody die. They really gotta explain how it wasn't a true death, you know? Whoops. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master. He didn't take me with him.
Hey,
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you were like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless, so bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko? That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
you know,
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too. Wait, how come?
how about that?
Instead of Hina, it's Toko. Oh, snap. Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my total awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hito left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust anyone, you know? But up until now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto, that's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figured, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two. Indeed. So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together. That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. We'll put all of the puzzle together. I should just see it as splitting up to covering more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then,
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be investigating every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all places we couldn't go to before. Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have any time to waste either. I have to begin my search. Yay! I still can't believe the mastermind might be the one of us.
Really weird.
I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. Oh, epic music commence. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we found out who killed Mukuro Ikosaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start in the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, the door in the data center, with Monokuma's face on it. I'm going to take a picture of this to remember which rooms to go to. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms, where the gate was down before. That should be open by now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that were connected to the murder. Okay. I'm taking a picture of all of this to remember, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Here we go, everybody! But didn't we just see stairs? Yes! Look! These stairs are unlocked. The gate's open. We can finally check the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. Whoa! There's blood! Oh, I feel like it's gonna get dark here, guys. Prepare yourselves. Because it said that we don't even know the darkness, really. I feel like it's gonna get darker here. This is the second floor of the dorms. It looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield. It's like a bomb blew up here or something. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, this door is intact. Let's go in here. Oh. Oh, it's a cute little giraffe coming out of a locker. You took a nap? No worries. Oh, this room is filled with lockers. It must have been for Hope Speaks students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school, and you have to use your ebook to open those up, so does that mean, well, let's give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader, and then... no luck. Ooh, what is this place? This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere. It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko! I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? There's a secret door. Huh? There's a little strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake or a construction defect or something? I feel like it's a door. There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze? There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does that mean... you mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something? A very easy trick. Yes, so easy. I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up. But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right. That's not nearly enough to go on. I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. Then I saw when I think of how much time I wasted on this. There's a PC on the desk. It must belong to the headmaster. Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC is still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair. There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know. The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people, whose driving force comes from despair. And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete of kitty failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get on our hands on. I see. That's a good outlook to have. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we can get in there, we need to figure out that password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait. There might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name? You fixed it? Huh? Oh. Here we go. Duh! Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. Maybe it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea what he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it to be sure? Okay. It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name, but if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay, in that case, here goes nothing. Here we go. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in, what? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Kyoko! Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. What? Oh, it's a picture of her and her dad back there. Hey, Kyoko? I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Oh, okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. What, do you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous, but surprising probably, huh?
It would seem.
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so what's in there?
Anyway,
Just don't scream or anything, okay? My mind is going to dark places. Are you saying is something that makes me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by a heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then I held up the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... Coco's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. I knew it was gonna be a head. Oh. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. Darn it, it was exactly what you thought too? Okay, good. I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking those dark things. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined? I bet it's her dead father. Just as I thought. What? Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him? What you found in the box was her father. Duh. Those bones, that body, that's my father, or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on. How can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
so
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out, and according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16. Alter Ego said that the mastermind was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were the 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume that most likely my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Coco explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility, but I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Coco said she wanted to see her father so she could cut all ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up on that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I didn't, knowing it was something a true kitty detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Huh? This picture. Aww. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Coco.
Missed it, didn't I?
Aw. Oh, the dead? Yeah, the dead body, yeah.
dang.
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free from the past, and yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here, and now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he even stole the opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Coco's desk without her permission.
Hey,
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you'd like. Are you
because
sure? Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay, then if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer, is this? It's an ebook, right? And it has a label on it. It says, "In case of emergency." I'd find some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's
in
desk.
other words,
A handbook with no limitations. Does that mean we can open the lockers now? Given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. It's assuming that's what that is. I think you're probably right. It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But Kyoko, I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. There. But then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? We're gonna be able to open the lockers, I think.
hey,
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
so
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, but I mean, it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but could you leave? Huh?
correct.
Just for a little while. I just like to be alone for a bit. Aw. Kyoko. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I
Just
need
a
to
second.
get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad, how you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul, but maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Dead after dead after dead after dead after. Oh. Oh no. So traumatizing. Even Mukuro. Not as traumatizing. Even she's undeniably dead. So much
I
death.
don't know why my blinking looks like this now. When I close my eyes, I'm like.
What do you like? Oh. You look so happy. So the ones still alive are me. See, look, he has a jacket over his hoodie. Such a weirdo. Trying to be stylish, but probably so uncomfortable. Byakuya. Oh, we're going through an epic line of characters right now. Hiro. Togo. Hina. And Kyoko. Last but not least, Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. Just has to be. So does that mean, well, let's just give it a try. Are you an idiot, Makoto? Wait, but there we go. I was like, are you for real? What about that emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's just give it one more try. Yes, there you go, Makoto. I took the emergency handbook and ran it across the... Beep! Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. Oh, look at that. This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This is a crystal ball, huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked in no particular order, and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can't really talk. Trying to act as usual, as casual and natural as possible. I picked up one of the notebooks I saw, but the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of uneasiness I may have had evaporated. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook, written, Yasuhiro Hagakure? Oh, What is going on? I have questions now, Hiro. How has Makoto not had a heat stroke? Yeah, what the heck? What the heck is going on? Is this our Yasuhiro? Unless he was named directly after his father. The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to this school at the same time as the rest of us, and we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes, so what is this notebook? Is this a deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot cards. This seems so much like Hiro. But wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure who it is, but there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I'd like to take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting, and all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something similar written there, words I've heard before. What is it? There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to one of them who came up with a plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome the disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. She said the hope can overcome despair too. She was quoting her father? What the heck? For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he had a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to, Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad since she left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question marks spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Despair walks among us, and so we survived. What is this? What does it mean? It's okay, I'll see it when I edit later. I have no idea. How could this possibility make any sense? Oh, there's a second despair. Oh yeah, you're right. It literally just said that. But the more I see, the less it makes sense, because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to the people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belonged to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward, and I have to believe in everyone. Let's check on Coco one more time to be sure she doesn't need us anymore. Oh, that scared me.
Rude upstairs.
Oh, I'm alive.
Are you back? back. What happened? No, what happened?
Mom came in the room and tapped my shoulder, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh.
It scared me.
You were just like, oh, and then you just like muted yourself. Everyone's like, what happened?
She came in the room and she tapped my shoulder, and I'm like, "Whoa!" It scared the crap out of me.
I was like, Zeta's dead now. This is my channel, and everyone was like, no, Zeta, stay with us. It's not your time.
Rip Zeta. Zeta will be missed. Zeta, stay with us. It's not your time yet. Get up. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I leave for a second and this all happens. Oh my goodness. Mom roared, "No, it's not the time. It is not." I told her we were playing an investigation game for murders, and she was like, "Oh, sorry."
Did she ask why you were playing?
No. But I was like,
Told her that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like an investigation mission.
Well, I was like, that's why it scared me so much that she tapped on my shoulder. I was like, oh, I was so investigated in this scary storyline. Oh my, okay. Oh, I will try not to die again. I'm sorry I made you all so worried. Okay, there are lots of stuff I want to talk to her about, but... Okay, we gotta still give her some space. Okay. Oh, okay. My heart is fine. We're all good. Oh. And we will go back down. Back to the very good music. Yeah, man. Okay. Here we go, guys. We're going to the biolab. Are you ready? Oh, snap. It's like frozen in here. Well, I am here. I am in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? There's a stack of tarps here. I've been seeing a lot of those things lately. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. On the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights, and on the other side, there's some kind of weird machine or something built on the wall. Never seen something like that, but that's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Oh, does that mean this biolab is actually a morgue? Oh, I should probably take a closer look around? I would not. It looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for your caregiver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide, an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. I'm butchering all these words. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated systems have activated. Yes. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With your system, anyone can keep a body fresh as daisy for as long as you need. Can we, I know this is going to sound weird, but what if we, look inside and it's all of our friends who have died, but there's one person who's not in there, and that will reveal who the headmaster is. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red lights will activate. An alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. Not gonna lie, I was thinking the same exact thing. Boom. This is the instruction manual for the fridge. Well, looking around, I think I get it. It seems clear to me now. It's some kind of makeshift morgue. It looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on, which would mean in each slot is lit up in blue. another one of the victims is. Can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died, and that's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. Ah, Makoto, are you here to look around too? Is that what you were doing here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder what that Monokuma door. So I figured if all the doors in the school have been unlocked, that one should be open too, right? Although I couldn't bring myself to open it, because it might explode, right? And that really sucks, so you open it. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. It's okay, we'll ignore it. Okay, so I guess I'll open it. Ah, wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Hina raced over to a nearby desk and hid underneath it. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? Alright, here goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. Whoa! I feel like this is... Whoa! There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was... Whoa! This place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Whoa! There's some kind of hatch on the floor, but right now I'm more concerned about the weird device. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top, though, like some kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right?
I don't know why my pose is stuck like this.
Hifumi'd probably freak out if he saw it. Cockpit? So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. Then that would mean... Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Hold on. You can't just... Or whatever, something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel. Huh, did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Hina, what did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was the button that says Data Center. Data Center. I took a look at the control panel. I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of the room next to it, and just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must be the one she pushed. But the Data Center, that's right next door. The room we were just in, that's where the strange noise came from. I'd probably go check on it. Check it out. Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here. I feel like we made a Monokuma appear right here. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Is that Monokuma? Oh, Monokuma's so tiny. Hey! Grah, give me all your donuts. That's what Hina would do if she was the Monokuma. Is that you, Hina? What? Aw, man, busted. How did you know? Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? You don't even know what you're controlling? Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here. Guess what I found? A self-destruct button. Whatever you do, don't push it. Aw, man. Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it, the control panel, and the control panel inside. Whoa, Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma. Huh? What do you mean? What you were controlling just now. It was Monokuma. Monokuma? What? For real? Yep, it looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma, which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control room is totally separate from the data area with all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Koko's theory was right. If the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true... I don't need to see that all again. Then the mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer, really is the 16th student? No, it can't be. There's no way, right? What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. Oh no, it's nothing. Okay. What about you? Is everything okay? Oh, well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they're set up traps or something? I can't say it is impossible, but I really hope it's not true. So, you want to leave soon? There's lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. We can't waste all of our time standing around here. Okay, you want to get going? Yeah. What? The heck? I don't like this creepy music. No, thank you. As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that? Ah, the door! It locked on its own! What? But the doors are all supposed to be unlocked! My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. You're right, it's locked. But why? Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted. Because they have to control Monokuma in there. But Monokuma? Hey, no fair. You can't just go around restricting whatever you like. It's for your benefit, because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving. Then that room. As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So right now you're being operated by someone in that room? Correctamundo. But that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there and we didn't see anyone. Well, we did see a little panel on the ground that the person could have been hiding under. Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? We literally saw that panel down there. Did you check a certain suspicious hatch? No way. The hatch on the floor? Too bad. That was your one big chance and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, that hatch can't be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Boo, peace! He's gone, but was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure. Then, when I said we should leave, well, that hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault. Okay. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving. Okay, I'm going to run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice. You've got me all motivated again. Okay, I'm out. See you later. Hina took off at full sprint. And I have to do what I can too. That's the only way forward.
That pose that I was trying to fix the
Huh?
camera angle.
It's
and
gone.
was like-
Mukuro's body. It's not here. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet, which means the killer might have left some clue behind here. Huh? I didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp in the corner of the tarp. It says Biolab. Well, yeah. Then this originally came from the Biolab. Wow. Oh, Toko. So, is there... This is where you were. What do you want?
Wait,
Am I so
actually,
disgusting? What?
I'm not like I want to do it. I think it might be the longest class trial in the game.
Okay, so maybe we should save it for tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's already like 11:30.
It'll be, yeah, it'll be the special Friday night. Am I so disgusting you want me out of your sight? Can you be quiet, Toko?
Go away.
No, it's not that at all. It's just that, I just thought maybe you'd found a clue. Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything, not one single clue. I figured since this place was related to the case, it would have something right. But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give it back! Give back my precious time! Jeez Louise. Calm down, Toko. Don't tell me to calm down. Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna kill me. Unless... call me useless, not kill me. What the heck? Good for nothing. Nobody's gonna say that. Master will. I'm not sure I can disagree with that. I don't have that. I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why don't people die? Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm gonna get going. Poor misunderstood little girl. Whoa, look at all those people's faces. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this must be the first time seeing it for myself. Ah, Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya.
Come on.
Hey, Makoto. Are you ignoring me? You think I'll forgive that just because you're you? When you get out of here, remember this. I'll remember this moment. What? Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? Oh, whoops. I don't mean to keep ignoring you. Ah, what the heck? What do you mean something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious, yeah, desk. Class 78 student registry. It contains profiles for all of us and
So in
Mukuro.
other words,
Apparently, Class 78 refers to us. Wait, when we find Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room.
I see.
That's right, it also mentioned Class 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of the profiles are listed in here along with hers, there can be no doubt Mukuro was a student here at Hope Speak Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, that must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry. Huh? What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. But what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got to the first page. The first page? Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
So
In other words, when it comes to this profile, there was more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have. What kind of information is it? Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself.
interesting.
I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. Ooh, look at her. Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background an entity floats close but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if this is the single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair, and I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous, despite the countless battles she must have gone through as the member of Fenrir. When she's entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students after all, but if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro was part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now, but wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was. What's wrong, Makoto, huh? You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file that you should note. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before? A girl who seems to be included as part of our class 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds, and it even lists her vitals, 31, 22, 32. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me like if she has a nice body? You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean? Wait, is he trying to say there's a chance the body isn't actually Mukuro? And is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible, but it wouldn't hurt to confirm,
It's
right?
all clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to seeing Byakuya's errand boy. The game's ending ruined forever just because of that. That was weird fantasy. What? Yeah. Oh, she's so cute. So she was cute. Yes. Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of advice for me to you, so I suggest you pay attention. Advice for me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just a lot of help to me. Well, don't put too much faith in her, huh? The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. A hunch. But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't as you will. I'll keep it in mind, thanks. There we go. Now we're done. I just missed the headmaster's room.
This is a school announcement. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
Oh, hey, Hiro. Wow, Makoto. Why do you act so surprised? Oh, no reason. You heard Monokama's announcement, right? You were here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him? What did he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hiro, wait. There was no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hiro? It was like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding something this whole time? That was sus. Yeah, bad things are about to happen. It's just me. What's gonna happen that made Hiro run out? Hello, welcome, hello. Are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you. The envelope? This must be the envelope. And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. What? Don't worry, just get on with it. Monokama's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found was a single paragraph. Photograph. What the... It featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. It was everyone who'd come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me. Everyone but... Wait, what? There's someone behind Sayaka. She's the one I don't recognize. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right, when Byakuya and I were in the headmaster room and we looked at that battle. Mukuro Ikosapa? Then this girl is... What? Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? And even more than that, why is Taka covering up Juko's face? Only face that's not showing. Just having everyone here posed like this is weird enough for by myself. And we're all appearing matching and we're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. Rude Taka. And now I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not in the picture. I'm the only one not there. The picture was of 15 other students, but not me. But I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived at Hope's Peak Academy. So it's natural for me to not be in this picture. But what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me, and I didn't know didn't know each other before they got here. But if this picture is real, then could it be everyone else and just me? Everyone here except me is... How long are you going to keep up this rambling solo... Oh my goodness, I'm not going to try to say that. Wow. Of yours, Hamlet. You're kind of getting in the way of standing there, you know? So, I mean, get out. But I told you I'm not fielding your any questions. What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally a left field. I guess that means he's done talking. Darn it. So in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. And with that confusion in hand, I left the gym. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? I don't think it's fake. But it looked so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that?
My hair just flew up.
Oh, snap. Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear all this up. No, I have to clear all this up. But Taka was being rude and covered Junko's face. She was the only face that was covered. I'm wondering if it's a hint. I'm not gonna jump to anything yet. Listen, do you think we could talk, Byakuya?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Byakuya, wait! But of course he didn't. He just walked away. What the? Why was he acting like that?
A minute ago that
Like he was purposely trying to avoid me. So this is where you've been hiding. Listen, I was hoping to talk to you. Makoto? So sorry, I gotta go. What? Everybody's running off now. Everybody's gonna be sus. Yeah. I guess we gotta talk to everybody. She ran off so fast I don't even have time to ask her to stop. Hina, why? Why don't you talk to me? Hey, Hiro. Makoto. What's going on with you? Every time I see you, you freak out like that. No! Sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Once again, he runs off terrified, like a terrified rabbit. Hiro, what is going on? Did Monokuma show them a picture of me? That's scary, I wonder. What did they show them? They showed something of me, maybe, and then he showed me something of them. I still wasn't able to talk to him about the notebook I'd found. It was like he was avoiding me, like he was afraid of me. Why? You opened a freaking body thing? It's opened. Oh, but Toko. Oh. Toko was gonna do what me and Pan were gonna do. Toko, are you okay? No, she's not dead, is she? It's cold. It's super cold. It's so cold. I think I might catch a cold. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will. What? I was asleep? I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me, getting all excited, weren't you? No, I wasn't. Oh, then what? Autumn bothers... Oh, okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know, last thing I remember was you waking me up just now. What do you do to Miss Morose? Oh, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo, bazinga! We shared our basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. And don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory. No, it's more like half. But all I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me now, or I'll slit your throat. I don't know. I'm sure Byakuya is around somewhere doing his own investigating. By himself? I assume so. I knew it. I totally knew it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely he must be right now. The fridge is open. But I'm sure they were all shut the last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She faints so easily. Kyoko,
Makoto.
it's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay? I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize, but listen, about this room. Oh yeah, it's a morgue. Yeah, I suspected as much. And Toka must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and, well, there you have it. You knew she'd fainted? I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear. I imagined she came here to investigate, and then she opened the slot there. That's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why's everything gotta be so difficult with her? Anyway, we should close it up. Don't want it to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea. Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched, but suddenly she stopped. What's happening? Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Mukuro's body is in here. Mukuro's corpse? The pro on checking out corpses is here. Mukuro's body is inside the fridge? Just like every other time, the mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The mastermind did it? Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So,
You might be right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation. I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to get a clue this time, and I'm going to grab the mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do? Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. Just wait over there? That's it? It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't do it. I can't look inside. Kyoko, are you done? I should ask Kyoko about the group photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I wanted to ask you about something. What is it? It's about the announcement Monokuma made earlier. You mean the one about the hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not? The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I can solve this mystery on my own, without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing, and what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the headmaster forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. I feel like everybody else saw a different photo than me. It would seem the blue lights comes on when a slot is occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around the number of lights that are on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9. 9 lights? Okay, Makoto, I'm done. I feel like somebody is not in there. That would be in there. Already? Jeez, that was fast. Anyone can do work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll do my report brief. So, did you find anything? I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it seems highly likely that the stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings, so that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. The only other option is those other wounds, but the file said that they were old. Where does it say they're old, huh? All the Monokuma file says is that they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference. Well, the difference is immense, considering the impression they give. You seem to be equating several days old with simply old. Several days could literally be like 4 days.
However,
but that doesn't quite follow logically. Other wounds, it makes it sound like they've been there before, like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it. But what if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
At the very least.
Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of
Right.
many? A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they
In other
can.
words,
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of their possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work, but beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future.
hey,
So, if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. Come to think of it, there's one thing. Earlier, when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight. 5 foot 7 inches and 97 pounds. Vitals were 31, 22, 32. Did I get that all right? You remembered all that? They were indeed consistent with the corpse. So then, and don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. There's absolutely no mistake.
indeed.
Our victim in this case, without a doubt, Mukuro Ikusaba. Is that what you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so. Then it looks like we have no further business with Mukuro's body. Let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here. Oh, wait. Are we going to put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad living it out like this? Sad? Did you forget? She was our enemy once. A part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed. She's still a victim. Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? But well, yeah, but still. You really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appalling. Appalling? Appalling! But she could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
So then,
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Hold on. I still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask. Go ahead then. Out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
so
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms? I do, yes. But to get into any of those lockers, you need a handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using the emergency handbook. The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room. So, did you find something worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because
Like I said, the only locker's owner should be able to get into right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there has something written inside. It was about the headmaster, about your father.
if that's true,
Could that mean that video is real too? Video.
Makoto,
Makoto, I think everything is finally starting to fit. Back when we got those videos, what was her video? I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. But what are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own two eyes. Oh, let me give you the headmaster's a handbook. That way you can. That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker, your locker. If you watch this, it'll make sense. A DVD? Oh, it says the Class 78 urgent interviews. I found it in the hidden room after you left. I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so I just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in the place that none of us have ever seen before. None of this makes sense right now, but I guess that means that there's more important clue on the DVD.
Makoto.
Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble! Oh my goodness, there's so much rambling going on. So, as it turns out, the arrangements I'd made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life, and all because of the mastermind. But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burned with fire of determination, the determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness. So why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow. So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right. But keep this in mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering, whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean? Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if it was strange. Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I better get going myself. I should head for the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth, but no matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world, I can't afford to lose. What are we gonna... Yeah, I forgot about the videos too. That was so long ago. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity, and then all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka! It took me by total surprise. I haven't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of the man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of the middle-aged man.
I apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So
what?
Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of their life in this school? Except... What?
You. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
As if on cue, that's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up till now, but only this. I simply couldn't comprehend what I heard, because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad. She tried to frame me for a murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, the video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. My eyes darted back to the screen. And if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Him? What? Huh? What I saw was me. Was his brain wiped? What the heck? I feel like I don't remember the dialogue good enough from the very first part of the game. There's probably clues to him, like his memory being wiped and stuff. Impossibility undeniably me. This is messing with my brain a bit too much, yeah.
Before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Me and the handmaster were looking at each other. he and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation, but the I in there, here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk to him like this.
Shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
What? We were hypnotized, we were brainwashed. What the heck is happening? This can't be real. I said yes.
Sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
Why do you not have much of a choice?
I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
What? What is going on? Once again, the video cut. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. So everybody else went. What? Byakuya? Togo? Hina? Everyone. They all said that they agreed to live in this school forever. And then Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She'd sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father, and then he asked her his question. She answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. But what the heck just happened?
Say what?
Oopsie, looks like it broke. Out of service. What? It just so happened to break just now? Now then, when? Doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Failure, my butt. I cut the power on purpose. I mean, you cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it'd just be more of the same. He'd ask them the question and they'd all say yes. I couldn't help myself. I had let out a huge exasperated sigh, but as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect. Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember why my ultimate ability was, but what would make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happens by chance. It seems convenient, yeah. Brainwashing, hypnotizing, and memory wiping. Yeah, it's just crazy. Convenient, not inconvenient. Jeez, outcome. Something that seems to be obviously work in favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten, or?
For anything that has a start, there has to be.
Here we go.
If the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black, there is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again. Because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial.
Ooh.
Gather once again at you know where.
It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all of our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then, this is the end. It is time. I guess I'm the first one this time. You're early, Makoto.
Listen,
Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet? Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like she said. Byakuya. But Byakuya? They arrived one after another. but they were all in the same state of shock. Monokuma showed them something that had to make them upset with Makoto. Like, what did they see is the question. What did they see? Because you know for sure they did not just see the picture of everybody in the class except for Makoto. Wild to think no one has died since the last two trials. I know, it's crazy. What the heck? Hina? Hiro? Silence. And it wasn't a normal silence. It was the deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial. No. Ah, strong silent master is so wonderful, so cool, so hot. Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me. With my scissors, sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shove out the master of evil. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, it can be boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Where am I? Oh my. No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Is everyone here? Ooh, and wearing our gloomy Gus faces, I see. Okay, well then, let's begin. This final class trial is gonna be slathered in pitch black despair, climaximum sorrow. You're right, this is the final class trial, and this time, it'll be fair. What do you mean, this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know. If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square, and I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Stop talking.
Enough with your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already. Sure. Let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below. So don't try and run away. Fair and square. Laughing as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Humph, whatever. This will be over in no time. With an inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the first to enter the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Oh no. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator. I can see why this trial is going to take a long time. I feel like he turned them against Makoto somehow. They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
However,
But you know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so. Well, you can tell us all about it soon. At the class trial. You're right, I'm ready. Ready to win, right? Yeah! Ready to win! Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. And here we go. I started making my way toward the opening, step after step, toward that gaping maw. I'd resolved that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator with everybody else. Okay, without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper, deeper still. Deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. So deep. I closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound, too, disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later, I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. This is the final trial site? What do you think? Isn't it just the perfect background for deciding a person's fate? It's the long-awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle. And I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll sit right here in the vacant 16th seat. Well then, let's begin! And that is it for tonight, folks. We will see you tomorrow. Okay, good night. Bye, everybody. Bye. See you later tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.